What's going on, guys? Bit of a change today. We're going to talk about Serie A, Italian football. I don't usually go into the depths of Serie A because, the league ain't what it used to be. But the title race this season, something to behold. One of the best, if not the best, in Europe right now. Yes, the Milan derby is over. Inter Milan returned to the top of Serie A, winning 4-2 against their city rivals. They've gone top on goal difference. On top of goal difference, ahead of Juventus. A game of two halves, definitely a game. And I know it's a saying that we hear a lot, a game of two, but this was a real game of two halves because the first half, AC Milan, should I say, dominated. They got two goals right near the end of the half, but they were in control throughout the game. Well, throughout the first half anyway. And Inter looked like a side, they didn't really want to be there. It didn't look like they would come for a derby. They didn't expect maybe Milan to play in the way that they did. But they were very pedestrian. I think there was one real attack that I remember. Lukaku running at Theo Hernandez down the right flank. And he had a cross cut back. I think it was to Vecino, I can't remember. And it shot and it was simple save for Donnarumma. And other than that, Inter didn't create anything. Didn't create anything in that first half. And Milan were in complete control. And the goal that they got through Rebic, it was a cross to the far post. Zlatan headed back across the goal, and Rebic tapped in at the far post, and that was very well and much deserved. That being said, it was Inter Milan's real first clear-cut opportunity. They had a few half chances or half openings that were cut out by Godin and Skriniar, and they were very good in the centre defence. And I thought it'll be one of the games where Milan can dominate the ball, but they're not good enough to really break down Inter's defence. But they did break it down. They got the opener, and the second came through that man Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and it was real poor defending, poor defending from Inter. And you expect better from, as in the two centre backs that I mentioned, to leave a man like Zlatan open, unmarked, within the 6-yard box, free header, and it makes it 2-0 just before half time. And you're thinking, damn, long way back for Inter. In a derby where they're not playing very well, it's a long way back, especially because it seemed like it's another case of Juve dropped points. They lost 2-1 yesterday. And Inter failed to take advantage of that. It wouldn't be the first time it's happened this season. And you're thinking, how many opportunities are they going to get to close the gap on Juventus before it's too late and the title slips away? And they got another opportunity, and it looks like it's slipping away. And they go into the half-time 2-0 down, and Conte must have been livid because that performance for me was insipid. If you just watch that game, you would not be able to tell that Inter were the ones going for a Serie A title, and Milan were the fallen giants, Europa League level team. You wouldn't be able to tell that. That being said, Inter are also in the Europa League, but that's another matter for another day. But they came out in the second half, a different team, a different animal. I said Conte must have said something, because from back to front, they were on it. They were closing down Milan in a way they didn't do in the first half. The ball wasn't being able to get into Zlatan Ibrahimovic. If it did, they were closing down very quickly. And they were on the front foot. They had to be. That was the only chance they had to get the goals. They needed 3 goals to get the 3 points that they would have expected going into the game. And they got the first through Brozovic, absolute beauty. Ball drops to him, probably about 25 yards out, and on the volley, left foot, past Donnarumma, no chance. I said, wow, what a goal, what a hit, what a way back into this game. And it seemed like it was going to take one of those moments to really bring Inter back in, because they weren't creating chance after chance. They were pressing at the start of second half, but they weren't creating chance. Donnarumma wasn't making a bag full of saves. But they get that goal, and Milan are somewhat shell-shocked. And before they can even blink twice, bam, 2-2. Good pass inside, I think it was from Candreva. Alexis Sanchez makes a run behind the defenders, and it looks like he's actually offside, but he's timed it to perfection, gets the ball, and Donnarumma kind of comes out and leaves the goal unmarked. But Sanchez has the wherewithal to look back, pass it back to the edge of the area, and Vecino's there to come in and slot it into the goal that was no longer marked by the keeper. A few defenders got back on the line. I think it had gone through one of the defenders' legs. I think it was Ksher through his legs. And he would have been disappointed, to be fair, because he got into the position to actually block it, but wasn't able to sort himself out. And within the blink of an eye, Inter's back in the game. And you're really thinking from that point, 52nd minute, 53rd minute, you're like, yeah, if one team's going to win, it's going to be Inter. And they were the better side in the second half, no doubt about it. Obviously, hence the scoreline in the end. But Milan didn't lie down. Milan did not just keel over and die and kind of give the game to Inter. They kept going forward, creating opportunities. I wasn't too happy with the referee. I think, and I know it happens when you're comparing Premier League to the European on the continent, and the referees are more strict. There's much less physical contact, but there was a few fouls where the teams had opportunities to break and create goal scoring opportunities when they actually won the ball, and the referee is giving a foul for the opposition, and I didn't like it. There was actually one key moment where I can't remember who it was. One of the midfielders in AC charged down on the Inter Milan box, won the ball, came in standing up, but came in from behind, but won the ball, and it fell to Ibrahimovic inside the box. A shot, an opportunity was there to be created, maybe a goal to be had, and the referee blew up, and you're looking at it, you're like, but he's won the ball. Clearly, it's a physical game, there's always going to be contact, but that was the referee, and that at times kind of spoiled some opportunities for both sides. But I said that key one for AC Milan. And Inter got the third. Stefan de Vrij, he gets up from, I think it was a corner, or was it a free kick? Can't remember now. It was just a corner. Stefan de Vrij rises and really directs a brilliant header, flicks off the top of his head into the far corner. Keeper has no chance. And he's not one who scores many and but to get that crucial goal in the Milan derby, a game that Inter really want to win to get to back to the top of Serie A, and in that moment, in a moment where the game was in the balance, the next goal could prove to be the winner, the crucial goal, and he gets above the Milan defenders and nods in at the far post, 3-2, and you're thinking, have Milan got anything in them? Have they got anything left to give to try and get one back, to turn 2-0 up and 3 points in their hands to really scrambling and salvaging 1 point from the derby? And they're pushing. Inter make a few changes. Ericsson comes on and he has a free kick from about 40 yards out. Hits it with a kind of you might say the Ronaldo technique, or the Janino technique even, where he hits with his legs, gets up and down and hits the underside of the bar. Would have been an absolutely brilliant home debut goal for Christian Eriksen in such a big game. Doesn't go in, and really one of the key moments of the game, and possibly a key moment in the title race. Cross comes in for AC Milan, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. There's two of them actually at the back post, but Zlatan Ibrahimovic rises above the two defenders and his own teammate and nods the ball from about 3-4 yards out onto the post. 3-2 would have made it 3-3, and you think a draw that Milan deserved. For everything they put in over the 90 minutes, a draw they would have fully deserved. Another chance thrown away by Inter to close the gap at the top, to put themselves in the pole position in the Serie A title race, to win the first Serie A, to topple Juventus for the first time in 9 years. Their own Serie A has been since 2010, where Jose left. Is that the moment? Is that the moment that would have turned a potential 3 points for them into only one and really set them back in that charge? The chance was missed. And I felt sorry for Milan because, as I said, they went 2-2, they got pulled back to 2-2, went 3-2 down, but at no point did they stop going forward. They could easily have said, you know what, we're going to try and sit on this 2-2 and hold out for a draw, but they didn't do that. They didn't go into their shell. And I can't even really criticise them for any of the goals that were scored. They were just good quality goals from Inter. And it really just happened so quickly that they weren't able to blink. So I can't really criticise them for any of the goals. And as I said, they missed that chance there. And late in the game, 94th minute, by the time Victor Moses has come on for his debut, he gets the ball on the right-hand side, comes into the area and dinks across to the far post where Lukaku rises and heads in for his 17th league goal of the season. 4-2 game-setting match. Inter top of Serie A, above Juventus and above Lazio. We haven't really spoken about Lazio because Inter and Juve have been seeing the headlines. They've been battling for top spot for pretty much the whole season. Juve were there at one point. Inter went back ahead. Juve returned, and now Inter's gone back ahead on goal difference. But Lazio's just 1 point behind. And Lazio are about 17, 18 games unbeaten in Serie A. They haven't lost a game since Inter beat them in September, 20th of September. So that's a full 3 months when you include any winter breaks in between. A full 3 months and then some. That's remarkable. I'm saying 3 months. It's more 4 months. Got October, November, December, January, and we're just at the start of February. So it's a full 3-4 months. Immobile, 25 goals in Serie A. Now, when you're scoring that level of goals, 53 goals Lazio scored, only second behind Atalanta, who's on 61 goals, and no team have conceded less. They've conceded 20 as well as Inter, but they've outscored them so far this season. You've got the top goal scorer, best form, probably second best form in Europe, after Liverpool, possibly PSG. I'm not sure their record, but in terms of league, they're definitely top 3 in terms of form. That's remarkable. That's absolutely remarkable. You have to give them credit. And they've kind of snuck under the radar, but now people are going to have to wake up and realise that it's not just it's definitely not a one-team league like it's been for the last 9 years in Juve. It's no longer even a 2-team title race. Lazio are proper contenders. You cannot rule them out. When you have a marksman like that up front, you've always got opportunity, because you know that if your defence does its job, all he needs is one chance and he's going to score. And that's how it is right now for Immobile. So it's going to be very interesting. Going to be very interesting end to the season. It must be 25 games gone so far. I would say the defining moment could be coming up very, very soon. Next month, actually 1st of March, Juventus host Inter Milan, and it could turn out to be a winner takes all. Of course, if there's no winner, you say we go again. If Inter were to go to Juve and beat them and take a real stranglehold on the title race, you have to start questioning whether the Juve's time is up at the top of Serie A, because to go away from home and get such a result will be absolutely huge. A draw in that game is probably what Lazio want more than anything. Both teams drop points, they can capitalise and carry on that run. If you have to ask me, I'm not a betting man, but if I was, who would I put as the favourites? Juve, Inter, Lazio, Juve, Inter, Juve. I think I'm still gonna say Juve. I'm gonna say just Juve now. If that game on the 1st of March was at Inter, 23 games played, so there's still enough to go, 15 games to go. If that game was at Inter, I might give it to Inter as the favourites. But I think the game being at home for Juventus is massive. The experience of that team and the quality, don't get it wrong, and also just the cohesiveness, even though, I mean, they haven't been really cohesive this season at all times, but the fact that they've been playing together for years, whereas a lot of this Inter team are very new under Conte, whether they were bought in the summer or January, that could play into Juventus' hands. I'm still going to give Juve the edge. But I would love if Lazio did it. I would love if Lazio did it. But that would be a real turn for the books. When's the last time they won Serie A? I don't know. I really don't know. I can't remember. They were a force to be reckoned with. Late 90s, early 2000s, they were a force to be reckoned with. And they've really fallen away in European football. Much like a lot of the Italian teams in total, there'll be one or two at best who are really challenging on European front. So if they can shake up Serie A and make themselves a force again, it could really do wonders for the game in that country. We know they've got their own issues when it comes to racism, but I think all Italian teams, and as a matter of fact, all European teams have that issue. So they say he without sin casts the first stone. Nobody can really go and point the finger at Lazio without first looking at themselves and their own game in that respect. And Italy themselves have a massive issue even compared to the rest of Europe. But strictly on the footballing side, that would be something. That would be something. And I give them as good a chance as Inter Milan. So I would have Juve as my first favourites and joint second favourites, Lazio and Inter Milan. Form is a lot. Form is everything. And 15 games to go. If Lazio can keep this form, only 1 point off the top, who says they can't do it? Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comments below. Your thoughts on the Serie A title race, the Milan derby in particular. And we are going to be on the dugout tomorrow with Devo and Have Hope talking European football. Of course, the Premier League has had a very, very quiet weekend, even quieter than expected because of the postponed game between Man City and West Ham. So we're going to be talking a lot more European football on the dugout. So yeah, let me know all your thoughts on everything we spoke about today. Who are your favourites for the Serie A this season? Hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you soon.